Leonardo da Vinci was the first to research and experiment with the prospect of human flight. Because there was no information on flight for him to go off of, he studied nature and the anatomy of birds to discover how they flew. His work is what all scientists and researchers have looked back on for reference while they tried new experiments. Because da Vinci moved on to new projects before completely finishing others, later scientists found it difficult to copy his work because of the lack of details. However, most were not trying to replicate his ideas, but rather incorporate them into new ones. This included the Wright brothers. They used da Vinci's ideas and were the first to successfully fly a man-carrying biplane and are credited with the first flight. The Wright brothers used information and research from previous scientists such as da Vinci, Chanute, and Lilienthal. Without da Vinci and those before them, the Wright brothers would not have been successful. Without da Vinci, flight would not have progressed into what it is today. We would not have the advanced planes and jets we have now, nor would our socioeconomic world be as advanced. In my research paper for Can Humans Fly, I discussed who were the true inventors of flight, the Wright brothers or da Vinci. Both revolutionized their time period, but I concluded that da Vinci was the true inventor because without his ideas, the Wright brothers' inventions and the rest of flight would have progressed much more slowly. Another aspect of the history of flight is of dinosaurs. To discover more about the history of dinosaurs and their type of flight, scientists analyzed rocks and fossils. By analyzing rock, they were able to discover how long ago it formed, therefore judging time and when the dinosaurs were alive. While examining the fossils, scientists had difficulty determining the shape of their bones because it is hard to transfer 2D fossils to 3D models. However, they were still able to come to many conclusions. These included the fact that they did not have enough lift to actually fly and stay in the air because they could not generate their own speed. This caused them to run and climb in order to gain some amount of air. Then they would glide by spreading their limbs to the side and gradually landing on the ground. After learning the history of flight, we started to learn the basic terms. These included lift, drag, trailing and leading edge, angle of attack, stall, thrust, and turbulent and laminar flow. We then applied these terms to experimenting with a model airplane by trying to get it to maintain stable flight in the wind tunnel. After a few tests, we realized that our model airplane was taking swerves to the side during flight. To counteract this, we added a string and net on one wing in order to balance it and create stable flight. After this, our plane flew well in the wind tunnel. We then moved on to using a wing type in the wind tunnel. Our group tested the lift and drag of the symmetrical wing type to find what angle of attack the lift and drag were greatest and lowest. We found that the net lift increased at a greater rate than the net drag. However, they both increased at a fairly steady rate. The graphs are physically representing the amount of weight the wing has at each angle. In our data, the symmetrical wing has a steady increase of lift and drag other than the period of stall from 18 to 29 degrees. Through the semester, I've learned many things about math, science, and technology. First off, a scientific experiment cannot happen without a formula. You need a formula to predict and hypothesize results to see if the outcome will be as you thought. A few factors that you should remember when writing a formula are to use correct dimensions, no unit conversions, and to use dimensions in your explanations so that it is clear. Technology has become much more advanced and has allowed more creation and achievement. This can be seen in the advancement of our passenger aircrafts to get around the world or in military aspects such as drones. Both provide a much safer and more effective way of getting things done due to technology. However, as advanced as our technology seems, technology can also be relative. Modern technology doesn't work as well in some situations. This was evident when engineers were trying to replicate da Vinci's ornithopter. The engineer was too focused on bringing modern technology into play and obstructed da Vinci's true idea. However, through experimentation and collaboration of different ideas, the engineers were eventually able to succeed. This shows that we must trust technology enough to take risks surrounding it in order to succeed.